Okay, I got the buddy button working with the long-range target key box. Had to make some code changes. Apparently the long-range is pretty particular about how he wants his input. So let's go ahead and power this up. I've taken this connector that Art let me borrow and hooked it up to a pack of AA's for 12 volts. And we'll turn this thing over. On a back connector, all we really need is just a 12 volt connector, the 12 volt power. So we'll just put that there, set that up, and you'll see that the box wakes up. And we're going to go ahead and hook up the ButtonBuddy controller. I'm going to power him up first. I'll explain that later. And there's the infamous display. So what I'm going to do here is put the display up here so that we can see it. Hopefully the camera angle can see it, so we can count some contacts. And here is the interface plug, another one of the plugs that Art let me borrow. So basically there's a common and a singles and a double. So we'll plug him in like that. And we'll put some targets on the box. So there's 27 targets on there. And here's our little simulated button box. So I'm going to start pushing some buttons here and see what happens. Walk around the camera. So for singles, so you could see the LCD detected 1. We're counting down 1. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can actually hear the relay click inside of here each time I press a button. Singles. Doubles, so if you can see the display, it's a 23. So when I press the double, the ButtonBuddy should detect the double, show that it's sending a double, and the long range of course should deduct 2 targets. So, and there it is, 21. I'll push another double, pull, and any combination of doubles. Seems to work really well. I had to tweak the code a little bit for the triples and quadruples, but that all seems to work too. So I'm going to go try to push 3 buttons at once here. And ButtonBuddy should say 3 buttons pushed. And if you've seen it, if you heard it click over top of my voice, it shot a doubles signal and a sync followed by a single signal to the long range box. I'll do that again. I'll push these upper 3 buttons here all at once. See how it detected that? Quadruples will just detect this and send 2 double signals. There's your quadruples. More singles. Another double. There's 4 more targets left, so we'll throw a double. Followed by 2 singles. Pull. Pull. And we're out of targets. And you'll see that there. So if you recall, we started out with 27 targets. We're down to 0 targets. But as you can see here, the ButtonBuddy detected all 27 targets, didn't miss a beat. So that's that. We're still faced with the situation of the out of targets being able to signal the ButtonBuddy that it's done. I have some ideas. I'll write that up in email first. I think I could do that, but I'll have to do a written explanation, and I'm going to do a proof of concept with code. A little bit of a hack, but I think it might actually work. And that's it. Actually, I need to show you one other thing. There's a little bit of a glitch. I'm not sure quite how I'm going to deal with it yet, and I'll explain that. It may not be an issue. So we have some targets loaded up. Apparently the way the Arduino controller works is for his outputs to float, the device needs to be powered up. For some reason, if I power down the Arduino controller, it'll start, its contacts will see that as a close. So it's syncing the 5 volts that this thing needs, the long range needs to count down, and you'll see it walking through the targets. I don't know how much of a problem that's going to be. Typically the controller will be wired up and powered up. In fact, it could be powered up from the 12 volts from this that comes out of this connector, in which case you won't run into that situation. It's just something to be aware of. I'll think about that. If we need to, we can isolate it with relays, but it gives us a starting point. And now write up my explanation of how I think we can get past the out of target situation without having me control buttons on a 20 button push box. I think you guys will like this idea. Talk to